So sales and distribution. Sales and distribution are extremely important, and this is one area where we spend a lot of time with our research-driven startups, because probably sales and distribution is the weakest part of the skill set in the teams that we work with that are coming out of research institutes. Like, let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you love to sell. I see some Expired team all has a hand up, which is great, and then one person from A-Star. So it's okay. It's normal. A lot of people, if they're not involved in sales they don't love to sell. But if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to love to sell. Successful entrepreneurs are selling all the time, day in and day out, from the minute you get up in the morning till the minute you fall asleep in the morning, because you're working all night. And in between, you're selling. And you're selling your product, you're selling your company, you're selling your idea, you're raising money from investors, you're getting people to join your team, you're selling your company in the media, you're selling real products to customers. You're sell, sell, sell. So great sales and distribution is the key to success. No matter how good your product is, if you, there are some rare cases like what we talk about with pharmaceutical drugs where we never have to sell the products. But this is exception case. In the vast majority of cases, for the company to be successful, we must distribute and sell products. And if we can't do that, we're going to fail no matter how great the product is. And products don't sell themselves. Great salespeople sell products effectively, and that's how companies succeed. Now, interestingly, somewhat paradoxically, the best sales is hidden. What does it mean? Like, when you think about sales, what's the typical sales experience that you are referencing?
Hard selling.
People selling to you, right? You call hard selling. And what was bad about that experience was you knew the person was trying to sell you. Nobody likes to be sold. People like to buy, right? Everybody likes to buy. How many people like to buy? Oh, come on. Everybody likes to buy, right? But nobody likes to be sold. So good salespeople don't make you think that you're being sold. They make you think that you're deciding to buy. And when you can do that, now you're going to be a successful salesperson, and then you're going to be a successful entrepreneur. And how does that work is you have to sell to people in such a way that they think that they decided to buy on their own. In fact, like in some sense, you don't even want them to buy. You're not even, you don't even want to sell to them. Then they decide they want to buy. So, on the distribution and sales side, this is one of the few, you notice, formulas that I actually included in the presentation. It's a very simple formula, but the failure to calculate this formula is another very common reason for startup failure. So we have two terms. CLV is customer lifetime value. So this is total net profit earned over the course of relationship with the customer. CAC is customer acquisition cost. If our customer lifetime value ultimately is greater than customer acquisition costs, then this business will make sense. If this sign is reversed, then the business will not make sense. Again, this seems highly obvious, but you would be amazed at the number of entrepreneurs that fail to do this calculation or who do it improperly. And usually what they do is they way underestimate customer acquisition cost. This means the business is going to fail. This one, another chart that we can't read. So, but this is a very important point, so I want to talk about it for a minute. Like, especially in Singapore, we see a lot of entrepreneurs, I'll see a lot of entrepreneurs come in with a pitch like this. How many SMEs are there in Singapore? How many?
10,000.
What's that?
10,000.
It's like, I can't remember the real number, but it's something like 50,000. 50,000, and there's 50,000 SMEs in Singapore. And every one of these SMEs, especially the smaller ones, are going to need this product. And none of them have it yet. And they have a terrible customer pain. I mean, they're suffering terrible customer pain. None of them have it. This market is totally underserved. We have an innovative product, and we're going to go in and capture that market. Does it sound great? Good or not good? I'm already not interested. As soon as they mention 50,000 SMEs in Singapore. Why? Why is this product going to fail? I know it's going to fail. Why is the market currently underserved? The market is currently underserved because it's impossible to reach these customers cost effectively. A lot of these SMEs, they're very small companies. They're not, let's say, social media savvy, so you can't reach them through social media. You might be able to reach them through traditional advertising like billboards or poster cases or television, but it's horrifically expensive. And they require personal selling because they're only going to buy from somebody that they know. And therefore, you're going to have to send a salesperson to every one of these 50,000 SMEs to make this sale. And your product sells for like, maybe each time you close a sale, you earn $10 because it's like a online product. So now it costs you, let's say, $100 to make each sale, but you only get $10 from the client. Therefore, you're going to fail. So any business that requires personal selling, where the level of the sales is below $10,000 each, is going to fail. So this is something very important for you to think about as you develop your business model. What is our sales channel? And how much is it going to cost us to actually do sales? And you can see some some ideas that seem like no-brainers, they're definitely going to succeed, but have failed every time in Singapore. Like a lot of, for example, there's a company, several companies that were really good, smart entrepreneurs, got a lot of media attention, doing location-based advertising. So it sounds great, right? Location-based advertising. I'm walking by the shop, my phone, sends me a message. Oh, you just walked by a shop that's offering a special. Please, walk into the shop right now and buy. So smart. It's like my outdoor advertising I talked about before. But what's the problem? The problem is, why did those companies fail? They fail because the salespeople have to visit every one of those shops to arrange these bargains. And they spend so much time visiting the shops, and the cost of sales is so high, they never can make money because the lifetime value of that customer is too low. And this is something you want to start thinking about as you develop your business model.